What's up, guys? In today's video, we're going to cover how to avoid IP complaints. I give you actually four different ways how to avoid them. One is a software, and the other three are things you could be on the lookout for in Keepa or just in the website in general. And I break that all down for you. We look at a couple of products, show you why they look like they're going to be IP alerts. And how the software works to make it simple for you. There is a code below if you want the software to get, I think it's $30 off. So yeah, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is John. I'm a six-figure Amazon seller. I do online arbitrage and books, mainly online arbitrage now. So if you're into learning how to make money on selling on Amazon, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video, share it with a friend. It would mean a ton to me. And let's get into the video. All right, so let's get started. So an IP complaint, I just wrote down this definition. I found it somewhere on Google. An IP complaint is an intellectual property complaint from a brand. The complaint is a request from a brand to not use their trademark or sell their products. Brands primarily issue IP complaints to prevent counterfeit products from being sold on Amazon. So that's a great definition. That came from Nikki Kirk, a YouTuber. She has a blog. So how you have to think about it also is if this was your product right here, and you're selling it on your website for $5, and I buy it and put it on Amazon for $20, that's going to create a bunch of problems for you, or potentially that your customers are going to complain that it's 3 or 4 times the price on Amazon compared to your website, and I wouldn't want that as a company owner either. So let's look at some situations. We're going to cover 3 ways to avoid IP complaints. So the first one, I kind of pulled up some products over here. So the very first one, and it's my favorite, is IP alert. So when you come onto a product, you stumble upon a product that typically files IP complaints, IP alert will pop up. It's a Google Chrome plugin. Chris Grant, who runs the OA Challenge and has done a lot of other stuff in the space, super smart guy. He is one of the creators of this, or he created it, I'm not really sure. But he actually personally manages the database of items that are put in here. So it is a great tool. It's super easy. If you want to get it, I think there's a $30 code I have in the links down below to save $30 off, I think, the year subscription. It's so worth it. So basically, it's saying that this brand will file an IP complaint. You'll see also up here, there's this little siren over there that will let you know, hey, like, hold on, don't buy this. Like, there might be some issues with it. So this is by far my favorite because I don't have to think about it. I'm going to show you 2 other ways you could kind of do it manually. Obviously, you don't have to get this, but it's just an extra layer of protection. IP complaints. If you get too many of them on Amazon, they could shut down your accounts. It's bad for account health. It's just something you don't want to do. So IP alert would be the first one. And let's see, I think it also appears, and I like that you have to click it out because, let's see here. I'm going to open another window real quick. Amazon. Pro. See, it also pops up sometimes over here. Not always, though. But as soon as you click into it, it will pop up, and you'll see it there. So that is number one. Number two, I think this one has it. You can kind of tell by the Keepa chart. So in this case, it looks like some other people are selling this. It looks like there's 35 people selling this. Um, that doesn't mean that they aren't. This company could be filing complaints. They could not be, but this chart down below, this is the new offer count. So when you see big spikes of sellers here, see, you can see there was about 24 April 5th, and then it drops to like 5 or 6. They probably filed IP complaints against these sellers. There could be a handful of people that could sell this. Maybe they have like wholesale accounts or something like that, or authorized by the brand to sell it. But when you see really big spikes and then drops like this, it looks like you can see here about 4 people were on it. It tends to drop to about 3 to 4. So these big up and down spikes are definitely a sign that a brand might file an IP complaint. So you just want to really look out for those big spikes. This one is a tough one because it looks like super straight. There are a lot of people on it. But if you see these massive ups and downs, that is usually a sign that the brand could potentially file an IP complaint against you. All right, this one is a trickier one to identify. IP alert does not come up on this. Obviously, like any other software, it doesn't cover everything, and that's why we kind of have to take these backups into consideration. If you do ever get an IP complaint, they have and we don't know when brands will decide to do this. So it could be that everyone's selling this product and then everything's fine for 2 years and the brand's like, I don't want them selling it anymore. And then it starts. So if you ever got one that wasn't picked up on anything, you could click up here, which is the IP alert. I'm not going to click on that because it shows the license key. But it's also cool. They have a QR code when you click this that you could get it on your phone as well. But if you do get one, you could report it. You could just send them an email and be like, hey, this brand filed, and they could investigate it more and maybe include it in the app or plugin rather. This one, so this one, I would say, if you see this like super straight line, like that's crazy, you could see that the brand is selling this, and the brand has been on this listing. All right, so this is sometimes it says by Arbitrage Labs. All right, this one here is obviously Arbitrage Labs. So I don't know what's really going on here. You could see a bunch of people have jumped on the listing. I'm not really sure. It seems odd to me that they would just stop selling on Amazon and let all third-party sellers sell the product. I don't know. This one for me, I would kind of pass on just because of that reason. It really isn't worth it in the end. If you kind of think about it, it looks like probably, if I could have bought this, it looks like it would be 17% ROI. $7 profit, which is nice, but I don't know. For me, it doesn't really make sense to potentially get an IP claim. With that, too, if you can't sell it, you're going to be stuck with that inventory. So I probably wouldn't buy this. A lot of supplement stuff like this is known to file IP complaints. So if the brand is on it, or was on it for a long time, they've only not been on it since, I wonder if they're still on it. Unless they're bringing it down, I doubt it. Yeah, I don't know. So it's just been, it looks like around April they stopped. So my guess is they would probably kick these people off, or um, I don't know. We shall see. The next one, let's see here, is SD Pause. This is like these sell a ton. Again, this one is a situation where there's only 2 to 3 to 4 offers on it. The line is super straight. And Zesty Paws is the seller on this. So yeah, sometimes people are like, oh, there's only 2 sellers, I could do all, but you want to make sure that the brand is not on it. It looks like this person sold it at one point, or was tried to get on it. They probably kicked them off the listing. Another way to check, if you aren't sure, you could put in Zesty Paws into Amazon. All right, so it's gonna like populate everything. Give it a second here. And you could see what their other products look like that they're selling. These here, you could see they all have one seller, 2 sellers, one seller, so on and so forth. So yeah, that is another way to check to see what the other brands, the other listings the brand has. If they only have 1 to 2 sellers, they will come up. And I'm guessing like something like IP alert isn't popping up because it's just known that you should know as a seller. If the brand is on it, you just shouldn't buy it. It's kind of a no-brainer. Or if you're new, you don't know that, but that's it. And then I'm going to say, as a bonus one, I've come into this a lot. Usually when websites look like this, I don't know what kind of website this is, or if it's a Shopify store or whatever, but whenever you could do, like they do buy 3, get 1 free, there's savings, like there are a lot of supplement sites that look a lot like this, where you could bundle stuff up, and yeah, you can get different stuff. I've actually bought from, I forgot what the company's name was, and they had this, so you add it to your cart. They're like, if you get another 3 bottles, we'll knock off like $25. And then you're like, oh, wow, I can make like $15 or $20 on this. If it seems like way too good to be true, it just might. And that brand, I actually sold through I think maybe 6 to 10 bottles. And then someone I knew actually bought it, and they just deleted the listing and filed an IP complaint against everyone on the listing. So I found sites that look like this to be like that. So that is the 3 or 4 ways to kind of try to avoid IP complaints. Number 1 is getting IP alert to help you identify things that might trigger IP complaints. Again, doesn't catch everything, but catches a lot. And yeah, this is just super helpful. $30 off. There's a code. I think you just have to enter Side Hustle EXP to get that discount. Only 2 sellers on the listing, 2 to 3 sellers on the listing is another red flag. And to keep a spikes going up and down, like we talked about, not on this one. I don't know which one that was. Oh, this one. High spikes up, kicking people off. So look out for that. The brand is on the listing or just stops randomly selling it. And then number 4, be on the lookout for these like kind of supplement websites that are offering you, hey, if you get 6, you could take 25% off and stuff like that. Just be aware of that. That isn't always the case, but I found a lot of people who have sites like this tend to file IP or have the IP alert pop up. So that is what I have for you today. If you like the video, please like it. Please share it with a friend. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you have any ways to avoid IP complaints? And as a side note, I am also offering consulting. If you want more one-on-one help or have a bunch of questions you want to ask, I do consulting all the time or have people that I've worked with. I find it super helpful. There'll be a link for that below as well. And I will see you guys in the next video.